Yeah, so we gathered the ladies' name, phone number, email, follow up, put up the podcast, follow up. Yeah, see about making her client, right? Okay. Okay, we got another one coming up here, Neil. Get us going.
Perfect.
It's taking down their information.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't want to make him the human stand here. I think that labor law says something about that. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna do a sit down interview. All right. Okay. All right, Neil. Looking good. Um, oh, my fault. Okay. Scoot in just a little bit. Perfect. All right. Yep. That looks great. So we'll kick things off. Uh, hey everyone, this is Chris Richards with the Growth Labs podcast here with Neil Haley, and we're here with our guest, Kiana, right? Kiana Roberts. She's now running a fabulous new business, and we love to hear from her here at the Small Business Expo. So, thanks for joining us here today on the Growth Labs podcast.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yes, absolutely. So, we love hearing about entrepreneurs and how they start their journey. That's what this is about. Tell me how you got started in your journey.
Ever since I was 11 years old, I was always interested in writing. Today, having a company called Dead Mirror, I want to have I will have a podcast, a scary story podcast coming out soon. So, and also, do other filmmaking and podcast ventures.
Yeah, so podcasts is a real big love for you, right?
Yeah, it is.
When did you decide that podcasting was the thing for you?
I knew it was a thing for me when I started listening to other true story podcasts, like just true story, like animated series. So I realized that it's a niche that I would like to dive into, especially when there's so many types of horror aspects.
Rich fiction stories.
Yeah.
Sort of going to be your niche, right?
Yes.
Did you have stories right now that you're super excited about?
What I'm working on right now is my plan is to have the first podcast come out in the next month. So, and then also to have my website completely done and finished with, I also finished the logo of mine as well. So yeah. It is.
Yeah. I guess, if you were to run into somebody today here at the small business section, what's some of the things you think here today?
I think the number one that I'm looking for is any connections to someone that's either in the podcast industry or in the filmmaking industry. The reason why I say this is because I have a passion and it's always fun to share that passion with somebody else.
You certainly lucked out because here at the Growth Lab podcast, our co-host Neil Haley has been a radio and co-host podcaster for 10 plus years. It's been in numerous different media features and outlets and interviews some of the top celebrities on a daily basis. And so with the syndication, his network, we'll definitely have to be in touch. And what was your business one more time, Fred?
It is called Dead Mirror, but it's also called Dead Mirror Studios.
Great. And then what's the best way to get in touch now?
Best way to get in touch with me is my Instagram X Dead Mirror. So yeah, connect to me on Instagram.
Well, thank you so much, Kiana. It was great having you. That was the Growth Labs podcast here at the Small Business Expo. Tuning out. Thanks, guys. All right. Thank you.
That was not bad the first time.
You did great. All natural. We'll be in touch with an email.
Okay.
Want to get you connected with Neil, learn a little bit from him. Okay, cool. All right, got another one in the way.
All right, so make sure when you go back and forth your mic, that you hold the mic when you're talking and when the guest is talking. Make sure you hold the mic back and forth between the guest and you, and you talk in the mic when you have the question, and then hand it back to the guest when they're talking.
Okay. Yep. No problem. Yeah, I think she was holding on just a little too far.
Okay.
All right, we got another one.
Perfect.
All right. Very good, much so. How you doing? Chris Richards, pleasure to meet you. Nice to meet you, Evan. Are you looking to do an episode, 5-minute feature on your business? All right, sweet. Well, yeah, you got everything all good? All right, great. Because we want to send you the clips and everything that way you can use them on your socials after. Why don't you take a seat and we'll get started. All right. Huh? Oh no, I just started. We're just getting going. We're just getting started, baby. What are you talking about? All right. Come in just a little bit for me. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, beautiful. Okay, kicking off in 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Chris Richards with the Growth Lab podcast. Today we're here with my guest Edwin. He's building his business here at the Small Business Expo, and we're here to really learn about your story, what you're building, and the best way that people get in touch with you. So, thanks for joining us.
Hi, no worries. Edwin Romero here. So I work in our family business. We started a family business when my parents started about 30 years ago. We import goods from Ecuador and Peru, redistribute through our retail, our storefront, and our distribution arm. So we are the leading provider of Peruvian and Ecuadorian products in the Midwest. So yeah.
So it's fair to say you work with a lot of grocery stores and family restaurants, right?
So we have, I guess if you look at the personas, we have 3 personas. We have the small mom and pop shop. We have the restaurateurs, and then we have the grocery chains. We don't really work with like the Targets or the Marianos or anything like that, but we work with like Shermax and the Tonys. So yeah, we work with them. We have a really close knit relationship with all of them. Yeah.
So, we're all about stories here and entrepreneurship, right? We think that's huge as it relates to growth. Tell me a little bit about how you got your start. I know your family has some part in that, right? Getting you in the business, but what really made you want to really stick it in, really grow this business with your family?
Family. It's family more than anything. Family. So I was in corporate for about 10 years. I was a digital marketer, specifically an SEO, search engine optimizer. And then I saw my parents, their business, it was growing during the pandemic when lockdowns happened. The Ecuadorians and Peruvians still needed their food. So business boomed, thankfully. But my parents didn't have a succession plan. So about 3 or 4 years ago, I left corporate to support them. But, I'm not going to ask my parents to give me the same salary as I had in corporate. So now I not only work for them, but I also have my own consulting service on the side. That way, I can offset the salary that I would have made at corporate.
But yeah, so no, that's great. I think that's such an important part about generational business wealth, right? My father was a business owner for 25 plus years doing heating and HVAC here in Chicago. And to that point of succession planning, right? It's one of those things where they've been operating in their business a long time. They hadn't figured it out, really the real steps to do so. But I love the fact that you took that step for them and helped them put that together. Now that you're in this position where you have, taken the reins of the family business, so to speak, what are you excited about right now as it relates to your business and where you're going?
I'm excited about a lot. I'm excited about branching into different markets. So like I mentioned, we are leader in Peruvian Ecuadorian products in the Midwest. You have to think about like strategically, we don't really go East Coast because there's a lot of distributors out there. The competition be very fierce. Funnily enough, anything West, we don't know what happens out West. Like it's the Wild West. We don't know we know there's a demand, there's an appetite for Ecuadorian and Peruvian products, but we don't know who provides or serves the appetite. So my ideal, my dream would be to find a means for distribution out West. Now, on top of that, what I'm really excited about is when I joined the family business, I wasn't super in touch with my Ecuadorian culture, and I wanted to do so because I had my own son. So I wanted to be in touch with like my roots. And now it's really awesome. My son, he understands that we have a business that we're Ecuadorian, and it's really beautiful to see the pride he has about what my parents have created and how it ties into his identity, who he is and who we all are.
Wow, that's incredibly rich. And I appreciate you sharing. And, it's so important to think about not only just your future, but the future of that family and, setting up the paths, right? Because people talk about generational wealth all the time, but my definition of generational wealth is, can your kids just do a little bit better than you? You don't have to be a multimillionaire or Jeff Bezos to build generational wealth. But teaching your kids the right habits, methods of making money, and how to build a skill set that they can ultimately turn into their career. That's something that's priceless, right? So, what's the best place that people can find you and your business?
If you want to find our business, the family business, you can go to elcondorchicago.com. I'm also on LinkedIn at Edwin Romero. If you want to follow me on Instagram, you're more than welcome to at Edwin Dan Romero. That's EDWINDANROMERO.
All right. Well, thank you so much. It was great having you on, Edwin. We'll be in touch. Pleasure. And that is the Growth Labs podcast, wrapping up with another one. All right. Thanks. Okay. Yeah, man. It's great. We'll send you an email with the clips, and we'll set up an intro call where you want. Yeah. All right. Absolutely. We got some. Let me just mute this. Okay, Neil, we got another one here. What's the name of your business? That's Eco Care. Okay, got it. And then Edwin. Wait, the other guy's name was Edwin. Okay, crazy. All right. Cool. I gotta make sure I All right, let me get a video going. There you have it, brother. Okay, let's see how close we are. Looking pretty good. All right, yeah, looks great. All right. So essentially, I'll hand you the mic when after I ask the question, and then we'll just back and forth. Would have brought the stand, but too much luggage. All right. We're doing five or so minutes. Give or take. So perfect enough time to get in and out. All right. 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Chris Richards with the Growth Labs podcast. Today here we're joined by Edwin of Eco Care Cleaning Services. He's here and his family building a wonderful cleaning business out here in Chicago, and now he's here at the Small Business Expo. Thanks for coming out, Edwin.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you for inviting me. Obviously, we just stumbled alongside of you guys, and obviously want to get out here and talk about our business. So thank you for the invite.
Absolutely. So I'll kick it off, right? Because the Growth Labs podcast is all about entrepreneurs, and we want to hear what your story is. So just tell us about your family business and its story and how you guys really got started.
Awesome. All right, well, so it's just us three. We got 3 partners to the business. 3 partners to the business. Just 3 friends. Obviously, we all got side businesses. We got families to feed. So we were coming up with different businesses we can start. Me personally, I had a mother-in-law that owned a cleaning business, and unfortunately, we lost her. But before I lost her, I was motivating her to start up a legit, licensed cleaning company. That's what motivated me to kind of venture off and start my own company. Yeah, so she's the motivation for it.
That's incredibly rich. And I appreciate you sharing that story, right? Because the people around us would truly make this journey worthwhile going, right? And to see that you're carrying out that dream for her in just in a different form is something that's really cool. So tell us just a little bit more about the Eco Care Cleaning Services, and how you really standing out from the other cleaning businesses nowadays, right?
Awesome, sure. So Eco Care Cleaning Chicago. We're based here in Chicagoland. We're a residential and commercial cleaning company, and we pride ourselves on using eco care products, eco products that cater to providing a cleaning service that is obviously built in quality and efficiency. And we stand out because we want to just focus on the integrity of treating people right and providing a service that stands out from the others.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm sure you probably could tell us a couple different horror stories about just the different vendors and cleaners that people have experienced bringing into their life. So I love the fact that you guys are want to have that authentic service and genuine connection that you're building with families in their homes. So I think that's incredibly rich. What are you excited about now that you're in your business? Looks like can't see it on camera, but have a couple of different family members here in the business. What gets you excited about what you're doing now over the next year or two?
Okay, awesome. We are excited to build relationships. So focus our service on building relationships with obviously commercial and a personal relationship with people in their homes. That's the service that we're providing. Want to build that relationship with them and make sure that they have a company they can trust and it's coming into their homes, and make sure it's a safe place for both them and ourselves.
Understood. Quick little curveball question for you. What's the best way that you're going about marketing and getting the word out there that, like, hey, we've got authentic cleaning businesses that are here to really make part of your life easy, truly?
So primarily we've been on social media, but we haven't lost the old school touch of going out and canvassing, touching on doors, and making sure we're sharing the word of mouth, with our friends and family and friends.
Beautiful. Well, I love what you're doing. I love the mission. It's there's intention around everything you do and what it says. And I'd love to know who's the best people to get in touch with you, right? Who are some of your ideal clients that you want to work with?
Oh, well, so we We do work with commercial restaurants. I think that and obviously real estate investors, developers, apartment complexes, things like that, people that are in the real estate field and industry. That way we can provide, obviously Airbnb is a big industry out there. That's where we're getting a lot of our traction right now.
Amazing, Edwin. And so if I am that real estate or commercial folk, what's the best way to get in touch with you guys?
All right. EcoCare Chicago. You can find us on Instagram.
All right. Well, you heard it from Edwin directly. This is Chris Richards with the Growth Flaps podcast signing off. And thank you so much for joining, Edwin. We hope the best of success for you here at the Small Business Expo, and we'll be in touch. All right. That's it. Oh, that's right here. Likewise, Chris. Yeah. So, yeah, we'll send a follow-up email, and yeah, we'll always set up a time. I'd love to learn more about what you guys are doing. And I've been here in Chicago for a long time, helping business owners. Yeah, we have a whole LinkedIn and everything. First, we like writing on LinkedIn and Google. And yeah, okay.
All right, Chris, I'm still here. So we're streaming
Okay.
live and we're still here at the Small Business Expo in Chicago with the great Christopher Richards and whoever was up next.
Wait, say that again.
Said with the great Christopher Richards, who's up next. I have a hard stop exactly 3 Central. So just keep plugging them in. Yep.
Okay. Well, yeah, there's an event that is about to let out. So we could take a quick little intermission.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. No, I'll just keep it recording. I can just go through the script.
Yeah. But no, I think clips looking good, coming out all right.
Yeah, they're good.
All right, beautiful. All right. Well, I mean, I feel like this is one of the things you need to just do, is go to a big ass conference and set up shop, and that might be your niche right there. Okay. We're a community entrepreneurs who are in that growth, right? Helping to empower them, different frameworks, education, connection. Podcast, we stream everything out there.
You can hit LinkedIn, so I'll tell you guys a little bit. I'm in the banking industry and I work for a credit union here currently still. And I've been building my business for the last 2 years, assisting small business owners with their personal and business credit, and also showing them how to get the financing from the bank. So I'm not.
Yeah. My co-host, he's on the line, but he's helping us stream. Former WWE wrestler for 10 plus years, and now podcast host. So I've been collaborating with him. He has a radio show, like 3 million listeners. So all the episodes we're doing today is syndicating out to his radio show. So yeah, definitely. Well, we're gonna send everything out to you first and do a follow-up. So that way, you're good. So yeah, go ahead and take care of that and then get it Okay, Neil, we got another one coming up. Real estate
Okay,
investor.
you didn't do one just now because you don't even have the camera on.
No, no, she was just telling me what she was
Ah,
doing. But
okay, okay.
yeah. Yeah, she gonna come on real estate investor and she's in the banking industry. So good,
Oh, great, perfect.
good client right there. Let's see what's time. 2:20. Okay. What's he working on over there? Let me check my email. Oh God. Uh, I'm good. Okay, we get started here in just about a second.
Okay.
Just
Okay,
grabbing
great.
our information. Audio and video. I'm in. Understood. Oh yeah, that's great. Well, you'll be all natural here on the Neil Haley and Growth Labs podcast. So let me get video going. Okay, right here. Yeah, normal video camera took a dive, so webcam it is. It'll still look good. It's like HD. Okay, and then Monique, what's the name of your real estate business? A&M Solutions. Oh, AMM.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, got it. Okay, sweet.
We can actually talk because it's connected with the resume.
Yeah, personal brand is all part of this too. So, you could talk about one of those things or all the different several things you might do. So yeah, I mean, want to give one like a significant focus, but no. Okay, Real Solutions. Okay, so introduce you, Monique from Real Solutions. Okay, perfect. Okay, we're gonna get started, Neil. Counting down in 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Chris Richards with the Growth Labs podcast. I'm joined here today by Monique. She's here at Real Solutions. She's going to tell us about her business and what she's doing here at Small Business Expo. So thanks for coming on. Thank you so much.
So with Real Solutions, we are credit and finance and strategically getting into real estate investing. So I help many people as they're starting their small businesses access funding so that they can get into real estate.
That's amazing. Credit is such an important part of the entrepreneur journey. And we're gonna learn some good nuggets from you, hopefully here just as a segment. But yeah, just tell me about how you got started in your journey right now, and where you're going next.
Absolutely. So I think it all starts, of course, face the blue. Okay. I think it all starts, of course, at home. I got out here and had the slightest clue about credit, and I got into the banking industry. And it just opened my eyes to so many things and pointed me to what I wanted to do, which was real estate. And so many people aren't aware that their credit can unlock a lot of things for them, and it impacts a major part of their life in adulthood.
Absolutely. I can remember very vivid early stories about my mom telling me about her credit escapades and telling me, what the best routes to do. And so nowadays it seems like, there's all types of credit repair businesses that are out there that, can pledge to help you get certain results in a certain amount of time. But tell us exactly what is it really like? Tell us a little bit about that process of, if I am that individual that maybe I don't have established credit, or if I'm repairing it, what are some of your process that you differentiate from other credit repair businesses?
So the reason I call the company Real Solutions is because in the credit space, there's so many different ways that you can go about repairing and rebuilding. Um, the educational piece of things is the most important, because if you are repairing your credit or, working with your collectors, if the account gets removed, you want to replace it with something positive and be able to be bankable again right after having the repair service. Um, and that's just been a major change in the game for so many people that works with me, because after your process, we're putting you in your next direction, whether it's, getting a home, getting a car, getting into real estate investing. We're right by your side, showing you how to bounce back from your credit mishaps that you had before, and now leverage and make it work for you without waiting another 3 to 5 years.
Wow, that's incredibly resourceful. So it's really tailored credit repair services more than anything. You're not going to get the cookie cutter. Hey, yeah, we'll fix 30 points, and I've used a few of those services, and oftentimes there wasn't that follow-up, right, of making sure that I actually met those goals, but they took my money though. So right, but it's great to hear that there are authentic professionals like yourselves who are actually building that true authentic brand and really providing real services. So let me ask you, what do you find truly exciting about what you do day to day?
It is when the clients get the point increases. It is when they're getting approved for their products. Everybody's goal is different of why they need or want the services, but at the end of celebrating with them has been the most joyous. So my clients would love to send me the pictures of them getting the keys to their cars. I have a few bougie clients who went and got the AMG right after, working with me. Some have went into home ownership, and that for me, being able to make it a possibility and reality for them is what keeps me going, because it's not as easy as a lot of people make it seem.
Absolutely. I can imagine there's a lot of wisdom and accountability that you help a lot with folks, and really crafting good strategies for them. Yeah, that's huge. So, if I was somebody here and I wanted to really learn from your credit expertise, what's the best way I can get in touch and reach you?
So you can go to my website at www.realsolutions.edu.com, and it'll have all of my services, my classes, book an appointment, and also ebook products if you want to do it yourself.
Well, you heard it from the mogul herself. Miss Monique, thank you so much for joining us for the Growth Labs podcast here today. This is Chris Richards signing out. Thanks, guys.
Very interesting. I think a lot of people like to hear that it isn't actually very
Okay, we're taking a little intermission, Neil. I'm using the bathroom in that, so. All right, here we go. Look live. Here we go. What's going on, gentlemen? Chris. Mark Hannon, man. Mark Hannon on the business, right? Okay, yeah, more than welcome. You're joined by co-host here, Neil, former WWE wrestler and now podcast host. We do a syndication with his show. This is the Growth Labs podcast. We're all about helping entrepreneurs build and scale their businesses. So definitely gonna ask you a couple of different questions, but we're gonna do some rapid fire. We're gonna keep it kind of quick. All right. All right, good to go, Neil. All right, cool. Let me see. Let me make sure you're in the shot.
We're good to go.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Chris Richards with the Growth Labs podcast. I'm joined here today with Mark Hannon. He's our guest here at the Small Business Expo, and he's going to tell us a little bit about his business. So we're at the Growth Labs podcast. We're all about entrepreneurs and telling your story. So tell us how you started your business and what you do, sir.
Well, I started my business. I kind of started my business. What I looking here? So I kind of started my business when I had struggling and money issues on starting a business. I was taught I had to work hard to save money up to even start a business. I found out all those things are negative. All I had to do is have a blueprint on the ideal business that I wanted to go into, and a concept, a system. You know, like McDonald's. McDonald's found a system of how to make a burger, and all they did is rinse and repeat this same system. So that's the thing that I had to learn first. The next thing was finding the money. The money lies in me personally, meaning my personal credit has to be in place, and learning that my personal credit has to sit well when it comes to doing business. Because if you're not good personally, how could you be an ultimate businessman, you know, in business? So once I learned that part, the credit piece, you know, I got my credit to an all-time high, to where now all I had to do is PG my business to actually get funding. Now we talking business. So once I learned that part and understood that what it took to have business credit, that was another side of the game that I had to understand. Okay, once I got myself in a situation to get funded in my business, I was able to come back and buy off my personal debt, because I used my personal to fund my business. So in a nutshell, like I said, I was able to come back and buy off my personal debt when I got my business funded.
Absolutely. So tell us more about your business today and what you do and some of the flagship services that you're offering for people. You know, if I'm a Small Business Expo person walking here at the show, what are some of the core services you can help me out with today?
Well, so the ultimate business I found that was lucrative for me was personal credit and business credit funding. So now I can guide a ideal business owner or entrepreneur in the process on what it takes and what it takes to get yourself in a situation to get funded. So that way you won't be out here searching and trying to scramble for dollars and borrowing from your uncle, whoever it is. So now I have the key source and knowing what it takes for an underwriter to say yes to getting your business funded.
Beautiful. Yeah. Business funding is so important. Credit is so important. Building a business, having that reputation on the financial side plays into buying that house, getting that new rental space for that business, right? If you have a mom and pop shop, right? Getting materials, getting the loans for equity, you know, when you really need that money, and you waiting on that invoice from that big player, right? That's a big piece. That's super critical. What's the best way that people can find you out?
Well, you can probably reach me at markcannonstudios@gmail.com. That's my my email address. So you can reach out to me, email, or you can just call me 708-275-8131. Send me a text. I'll get right back to you, and we can talk about personal and business credit funding.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming on. Absolutely. that's a wrap up here. Chris Richards with the Growth Labs podcast. Thank you. All right.
All right, Chris, you're going to your next guest, right?
Okay, Neil, we got another one here. What's the name of your business once more? Dreams for Us. And then just give us a quick brief of exactly what it is.
All right, so we're a business consulting business. We offer the same type of service that you can go out and get large consulting services.
Okay. All right. Neil, are you ready? All right, cool. We got another one live here. And we'll get it started. Make sure that's good. Yeah. Well, actually, this mic can't hear anything in it. So make sure that you speak into the mic, face the blue. Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Chris Richards with the Growth Labs podcast. We're joined here today by Naeem, here with the Dreams for Us business here at the Small Business Expo. He's going to tell us about his business and how he got it started. We'd love to hear from you, and thanks for coming on.
Thanks. Appreciate that, Chris. So I started this business actually coming out of the financial services industry. It's a business consulting service. Basically I'm promoting my services primarily to kind of mid-market and small businesses. Basically, what I want to do is I want to offer the same type of project management, program management services that these larger consulting firms are offering, but I can offer them at a smaller discount. And I've got all the experience behind me to be able to provide the same level of kind of support that these businesses can give you.
That's incredibly important. Yeah, but business consulting services is a rising industry now, and a lot of people are figuring out how to retool, get their organizations and that. What makes you excited about what you do and some of the core services that you offer?
Appreciate that, Chris. So essentially what I do is think about anything that people are doing nowadays, right? In business. So let's not even take what you're doing as your business. Let's take how you do your business, right? How do you manage your finances? How do you manage your books? How are you just managing your employees, right? What I can help you understand is you don't have to actually manage any of that. You can use some of the tools and technology that's available at free and low cost and implement those tools to kind of do all of this kind of extra work for you. So I can show you how to get to those really quick.
Well, yeah, that's everybody needs a good partner in that, right? That's an incredibly important space to be in. So tell us what's the best way to find you and your business and get into contact, you know, if I was somebody looking for your services.
Appreciate that. So it's a new business. We just kind of launched in March. You can always find me on LinkedIn. You can just look my name up, Naeem, Naeem K Smith, or you can actually reach out. I just launched my website. I'm not going to put that website out, but just look me up on LinkedIn. That's always the best way to get me.
Well, thank you so much, Neem. It's a pleasure, and hope you have a great time here at the Reston Small Business Expo. Thank you for coming out. Absolutely. Miss Diane. Thank you, brother. Such a great time. Give me 1 second, dude.
Do we have any more? We're gonna get any more, Chris, or are you done with them?
Yeah. We got two more. Can you do two more?
I got 4 minutes. You gotta go quick.
Okay.
Introduce
rapid-
yourself.
Okay. Quick. What's the name of your business? Free Movement Farm. Free Movement Farm. And then what's your first name again? Yachty from Free Movement Farm.
And you should just
Okay,
record
Neil.
after that, and you just give me those recordings if
Uh-huh.
you get any more. If you get any more, you should just record them on your Zoom and just
Oh
get
yeah,
the
we're just
recordings.
going. We're just going. We're gonna go down the network some more after, so don't worry about it.
All right, perfect.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, roll whenever you're ready. All right. So yeah, we'll follow up after, give you clips, and we'll follow up intro meeting, get to know each other a little bit more. So, all right. This is Free Movement Farm. Okay, and then your first name once more, Yachty from Free Movement Farm. Such an interesting Yachty, like almost sounded like a rapper. Yachty. All right, Neil. Kicking off. 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Chris Richards with the Growth Labs podcast. We're here to introduce Yachty and introduce his business. Tell us a little bit more about your business, quick rapid fire, what it is, and how'd you get started with it?
Thank you for the introduction. My farm is Free Movement Farm. At the moment, we're doing vermicomposting and food waste pickup service in New Orleans. Vermicomposting is anyone that wants to order it can receive it, and we'll ship it to you. It's a farm based in compost education and supporting people with having access to composting.
Wow, that's really cool, man. So tell us, what are some of the core services? You come in a meeting to somebody here at the Small Business Expo. Who's the best person to get in touch with you, right?
First off, anybody that is doing anything with soil. So if you have a house plant, you have a garden, you run a farm, all of that, the vermicompost is supportive to that, feeding the soil, feeding the life, caring for the ecosystem. I also run workshops that we do meditations around our relationship to waste. So any person that exists can be supported in that process. And that's what I'm working with right now.
It must be incredibly exciting doing some of that work. I used to go to school at Illinois State, learned a little bit more about like real farm science and understood like, okay, there's some real business there, right? So real quick, last rapid fire question. What's the best way people can get in touch with you now here and learn about more?
Yeah. So I have a website, it's freemovementfarm.com. On there's a blog and ways to sign up for the newsletter. Also through email, connects@freemovementfarm.com.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Shaquille. Thank you. Come on. All right.
Chris,
Thanks,
I
Neil.
don't have the last person. You should try to record them yourself. I gotta go. I do have to hop.
Wait, say that again.
I can't do the last one.
Oh, you gotta go. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Talk
All
soon.
right.
That's it. Thanks.
I could. You know what? I'm gonna record it myself, and then
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Record as many as you can. Just